So my name is Mark Stouse. I am the founder and CEO of Proof Analytics. It's depending on how you kind of access our company. A lot of times it's Proof Causal Advisory. So we have a kind of a SaaS side and a consulting side. And I have had a very winding career. What that really has meant is that across time, particularly like the last, say, 20 to 25 years or so, I've held a lot of different senior roles in large companies. So I'm kind of a mutt, professional mutt, right? So, I really understand CFO. I understand CEO, CMO, CRO, CDO. And it's because I've had those kinds of roles. So I was sort of brought in a lot of times by a CEO who spotted something that he or she really liked about me and used me as a utility leader, right, to fix a particular problem, right? And that's how I got exposed to all this. But also, I was just a voracious learner, still am a voracious learner. And I always wanted to understand the person on the other side of the table when I was talking with them. So that means you have to become a student of not only who they are personally, but their professional kind of ethos, right? And so across time, right, I kind of became, in fact, I had a CEO, Fortune, probably 600-700 company CEO, asked me to come be a part of a C-suite offsite for 3 days. And he and I talked a bit before that. And what surprised me was he introduced me with a slide that was a Venn diagram of me, right? And it had all these different professional roles. And he goes, guys, the reason why Mark's here is that he speaks all these languages fluently. And we have a hard time understanding each other and listening to each other in another language, right? And so he's, among other things, he's here to help with that. And it's actually I never thought of myself that way at all, but it was one of those things that when I saw it, I was like, crap, that's me. Right. And so I think that, just to give everybody an example of what I really mean by this, right? There was a part of the conversation that was talking about the word predictive. And the CFO and the chief data officer were kind of in a tussle, not over the word, but it was about, when you boil it down, it was about the way they were each using the word, meaning very, very different things. And so I kind of raised my hand and I said, look, I think we have a semantical issue here. The CDO sees this, the word predictive as, in the context of AI, not causal AI, but Gen AI, right? He's able to predict the next step, the next fill in the blank in a pattern. And so that's how he's using this word, right? But the CFO over here is like, that's bullshit. I don't need to know the next step. I want to know what's going to happen with the business, revenue, margin, and cash flow out, 9-12 months, right? I need a forecast.
It's difficult to predict, obviously. I need to forecast. So my budgets, how much money do I save up for taxes and everything else, making sure how much money do I have to spend on advertising potentially, right? All of those things you have to measure.
That's right. And so basically they realized that they were missing each other, even though they were saying the same word. And so I find that I end up in situations like that with some frequency, right? Where I'm kind of almost like a UN interpreter between people.